thighs, and a nice long spine. Little tuck under with the tailbone, so again, just get a bit of length through your lower back and a connection into your core, and then you can just start to loosen off your shoulders. Pull your shoulders right up towards your ears, and then pull those shoulder blades right back and down. And then whenever you're ready, you can make the circles a little bit bigger. So you're starting to warm up the shoulders, get them nice and mobilised. And as well as mobilising your shoulders, you're starting to stretch across your chest. So you want to feel your elbows just push back behind your shoulder line. You're gently squeezing the shoulder blades together to get the muscles switched on through the mid-back. And then from here, you just let the arms stop, and then you're going to cross them on top and one underneath. And as you're moving with the arms, you're going to keep your knees soft, your weight evenly placed through both feet, a little bit of brace through your core, and then we're going to start to open the arms to a diagonal. So your palms just simply face the front, and you're stretching and lengthening out into your arms. You're squeezing your shoulder blades together to draw the arms back. And again, that should bring it a slightly different stretch across the chest. It's feeling good this morning. One more, each side. And I'm going to come into a little step with a twist. So your right foot, just stepping forward, take a little turn, and then step back. You're going to alternate your feet. When you step forward, you're just keeping your feet hip distance apart. And when you lift the hands, try and keep your shoulders down and relaxed. So you're not holding the shoulders up, there's no tension here. You keep the chest nice and high. And then when you turn, give your bottom a little squeeze so it keeps the hips really still. And that's just going to help to bring a little bit more rotation through your spine. And again, just once more here to your left. And then let's come into our side bends with the hands to the head if you prefer. You can keep your hands here. The shoulders are back, the belly's drawn in, and just gently easing your elbow from one hip up and over to the other hip. But as you're moving through your upper body, you're trying to keep the hips still. So you can feel you're gently tucking under with your bottom. When you come into the centre, lengthen all the way through the crown of your head. And then see if you can allow your elbow to come a little deeper whenever you're ready. So again, just getting the spine moving from side to side, getting all those muscles nice and loose and ready for business. And your last one, over to your left, stopping in the middle, rolling the shoulders back. Feet just outside the hips now, into our squat, so your bottom is tucked under. You're going to come back into your squat, lift the arms, lower the arms, and then rise. So as you lift your arms, you're keeping your shoulder blades down. You're keeping your belly gently drawn in. And you're always making sure your hips move back first. And when you lift the arms, you're trying to make sure nothing else moves. And then every time you're ready to rise, weight in both heels and push the heels into the ground. Now let's lift the heels on our next one. Let's just start with the right foot. So you're going to lift the arms, one heel, and then lift the arms again with the other heel. When you lift your heels, try not to allow the hips to move. So you're still maintaining your tuck under with your bottom. And again, your knee just tracking forward, in line with the toe, holding the shoulders back. And every time you rise, nice posture at the top each time. Let's just go another two. And one last time. Then we're going to move straight into some single leg squats while you've got this movement working nicely. So what we're going to do from here is bring the feet back into set position and just bring your right foot forward and place your hands on your hips. Now you're going to keep all the weight in this left leg. So you should be able to lift your front leg without changing position of your body. Relax your left knee a little, tuck under your bottom, and then you're just going to simply pull the hips back as if you're going into a squat, and then pushing out your left heel to rise. So from the side, hips move back, thighs almost parallel here, and then you're pushing out your heel to come forward. You don't want to feel like that leg's lifting or your back's collapsing. Just go as far as you can where you can keep that length all the way through the back of your leg and all the way through the spine. Again, you can bring the arms up when you're ready. And as you're bringing the arms forward, you're pushing the bottom back away from your fingertips. And you should also create a stretch through this straight leg at the same time. And then let's have a little bit more balance. So you're going to hold at the front, just going to open out to the side, into the centre, and then back up. Aware that when you move your leg out to the side, you don't want this knee to move. So just take it as far as you can while you're keeping everything else nice and still. Now you don't have to add the leg movement, you just stay here and you can just open with the arms. I'd like to do one more and then we're going to come down again and we're just going to go for 4. So you can either open your arms with or without the leg for 4 and back in. Keep pressing your left knee gently out towards the little toe. That's going to switch on the outer thigh, give you a little bit more stability. And then push through the heel and come back in. Shake your legs and then change your legs. Left foot forward this time. So again, this leg, the left leg straight and you're just resting on your toe. Hips are square, hands on the hips. Pull the bottom back, push it down as if you're going to push it onto a chair and then squeeze the bottom to come back up to standing. This front leg doesn't change position, neither does the back. We've got that nice long back with our chin tucked in. I want you to really feel that when you come forward, you're squeezing your bottom to drive the hips back in. So from here, squeeze the bottom and drive the hips back under the shoulders. Now again, use the in-breath and then the out-breath. Add the arms, shoulder blades down, back's nice and long. And I feel such a calmness today without internet issues, it's lovely. Now use the breath, slow breath in through your nose. Out of the mouth, and let's add in that extra movement if you want to. You can just bring it out to the side with or without the leg. And if you want to try it with the leg, you can always keep your hands on your hips and just bring the leg out as far as you can, back into the centre, and then rising up. It's an in-breath as you sit back. Out breath to open, so it engages our core more, and then pushing through the heel on the way up. So again, just work with whatever option you feel you're keeping the stability through your right leg. If when you have the arms, you feel everything's starting to go out of position, just forget the arms and work with the legs. Okay, let's stay at the bottom for our last one, with the arms or without the arms. 4. Stay with a deep knee bend in your right leg. Just lightly tapping the foot out, in. Last one. Push through your heel and come into standing. Shaking your legs. Right, so let's stay with balance. Just going to take our right leg back, so it's a long stride. Now take it back another 2 inch, so it's an even longer stride, and let your front knee just come over the heel. Now once you're here, if your knee rolls in, these muscles aren't working as well as they should, so just gently press the knee out so you feel the outer thigh switching on. Tipping forward from your hips so you've got that nice long back. And then your hands just by your thighs and your shoulder blades drawn back, so your chest is open. You're going to breathe in here, and then breathe out to lift the arm, and a breath in to lower. You're going to alternate from side to side. And as you lift the arm, gently press down through your heel. Your option is to keep the head still, makes it a little easier. A little harder to turn the head with the arm. But the arm never goes any higher than your shoulder. Your shoulder blades sliding back in towards the spine. And we're just going to do that once more on each side after this one. Press the heel down just before the arm lifts. Keep pressing the knee outwards gently towards the little toe. And then weighting your front heel, hands on your hips, bend your back knee, and just for 8, we're going to lift and back into your lunge. Doesn't have to be a very big lift. You don't even have to lift, you can just push into your front heel. Bend with the back knee. And just get that feeling that you're going to lift or come all the way up. For 3, press out the heel. For 2, and your last one. And then step in. Other leg. Assuming Tracy's still got 2 legs. She told me she only had 1 leg this morning. She didn't want to work the other side. So let's square our hips, strengthen the back leg, lengthen. So your heart is almost the inside of your front thigh and your chin's tucked in. So that line from your ear all the way down to your ankle. Now sometimes let the shoulders drop, so the muscles in the mid-back need switching on by pulling those shoulders back and down, connecting the ribs to the hips, and then just adding the lift of the arm. Again, you can keep your eye gaze just forward of your toes, or you can turn the head with the arm. Using the out breath each time you lift the arm, and the in breath as you bring it down. Now if that back knee starts to bend, squeeze up through the front of your thigh. And just as you lift your arm, press the front heel down a little bit more. And again, you want to check the knee doesn't start to collapse in, keep pressing out so we feel the outer thigh the whole way through. And then when you come to your last one on your left, we're going to stay here. And then we're going to bring the hands to the hips. We're going to bend the back knee. And again, just a little push forward. You don't have to lift. You can keep that back foot on the ground. And just straighten the back leg. And just almost feel that you're going to shoot forwards and then brace to stop. Or shoot forward and lift the back leg. You're trying to get your toes on this back foot facing down to the ground as you lift. You're breathing in and breathing out to push forward. Last 2. And again, slow and controlled, that's what we're looking for. And then stopping and stepping in. Give your legs another shake. I think you're ready for a weight or 2 now. Let's go 2. So let's have both weights. 1 in each hand. I just bent over and put my bum right in front of the screen then, didn't I? Sorry. Some things I'm not quite catching on to yet, but I'll get there. Hands just by your thighs and your shoulders back. And from here, we're going to go into a cross-leg lunge. So your right leg, just down with the back knee, and a little curl on the way up. So keep this chest up nice and high as you bend your back knee. You're almost lowering your back shin towards the floor. And you're trying to get your shoulders above the hips. Every time you rise, you're pushing down through your left heel and you're squeezing your left buttock. Then you can have the lift of the leg. So you come to just a hover. Feel like you're pushing your head right up through the roof. And then just check your elbows. Stay under your shoulders. Okay, let's go with a couple more. And then we're going to stay at the top of our next one. You're just going to lower the arms and the legs, and then lift and curl. Try and relax your left knee. Keep your right leg nice and straight. And again, just checking on your right foot that your toes stay pointing forwards, they don't turn out to the side. Try and keep the hips as still and as centered as possible. Should we go with a couple more? Relax that left knee and then step in when you're ready. Shake the legs, now get a stretch in your left buttock. Roll the shoulders, take a step back when you're ready. Lower the back knee, so again you're in this nice upright position, and then push through the heel. So you're trying to really think about your upper body as well as working through your legs. If when you come into your lunge, your back rounds, we're not using the muscles through the upper back to stabilise the shoulders and to keep us in good posture and help to strengthen our spine too. So even if you can't bend your legs as much, it's more important to keep upright. If you can have the balance, just let the foot lift off the ground a little. Your foot doesn't want to lift too high, because if it does, you'll feel that you want to tip off to the side. So it's perfect form that we're looking for this morning. Perfect internet, and perfect form. And hopefully perfect weather. Certainly getting warm in here. Your next one, stay at the top. And let's come to our curl with our lift. So everything lowers. Then everything lifts. Toes still pointing to the front. Lifting up through the chest. Gently drawing down with the shoulders. And relaxing your right knee at the same time. And then if you can focus on your breath, try and breathe out as you lift. Breath in as you ease down. And 2 more. And step in. Right, we're going to come to some lunges next and work with the shoulders. Have a look first of all. What we're going to do is start with our shoulders, elbows in by our ribs. We're going to step backwards. And then we're going to come into a shoulder raise. We're going to have a little rotation, palms to the floor, elbows in, and stepping forward. We're going to do that on alternate legs. So let's all start together with our feet under our hips, shoulders back, chins tucked in. So your right leg, when you're ready, step back, elbows to shoulder height. Squeeze your shoulder blades to turn your knuckles to the ceiling, palms to the floor, and then step forward. Now when you lift the arms, try and keep the back still. And when you rotate with the shoulders, try not to arch into your spine. So it's a long step, front knee over your heel. Turn if you want to, but if that turn feels too much, just stay with the shoulder raise here, and then come back in. So you can work with whichever movement feels better for you. If you are having the turn, just brace your core as you turn your palms forward. And again, every time you step in, you're going to push your front heel straight down into the ground. Then maybe striding a little bit further back. Think about where the movement comes from as we rotate the arms up. Physically, squeeze the shoulder blades together here. Okay, as we come back to our right leg, our next one, we're going to stay in the lunge. So when your right leg steps back this time, stay here. Elbows to shoulder height, turn your palms. Lower your back knee a little more if you can, and then press both arms up. Front knee over the heel, elbows stopping in line with the shoulders. And again, as you're coming to your lunge, don't move forward, move down and up. Down. As if you've got a pole up through the back of your t-shirt, and you're just sliding your back up and down that pole. So there's no coming forwards. You're breathing in to ease down, out to rise. One more. And then from here, just bring the elbows down, turn your weights, drop the elbows, and push in. That's one leg taken care of. So reset your shoulders when you're ready. Come into our left leg this time, so a long stride back with the left leg. Feet hip distance, lower the back knee. Tuck under your tailbone so you're stretching the hip. Bring your elbows up, turn your knuckles to the ceiling. Let's lower the knee and press. Keep gently pressing your right knee out again. You're aiming to almost bring your back shin and your front thigh parallel to the ground. As you extend the arms up, you're still drawing your shoulder blades down to the back of the ribs. Can you feel the stretch each time at the bottom? Give me 2 more. Last 2. And then from here, when you finish that last one, bring the elbows down, turn your palms, bring your elbows in, step forward. Shake the legs. Right, let's not go with wide squats. Let's give your legs a little rest and go with windmills. Now windmills, you can use weights in both hands. If your shoulders are tiring, just put the weight down in your left hand. We're going to start with the feet, again wider than the hips, and you're going to turn your right foot to about 45 degrees. When you do this, try and make sure the hips don't turn. Headlights, your hip bones, fix sort of firmly forwards, and then we're going to come back here with the left elbow, shoulders are down, You're going to push to the ceiling and press the ankle. Now I want you to move slowly. And again, you keep the legs as still as you comfortably can. And don't try to go further and let the hips move. Your legs are locked. The set's in concrete. The only movement you have is through your waist. The only muscles you can use as you rise is your waist muscles. So you're going to feel that you're drawing your ribs right back in towards your hips. Keep pushing the hips off to the left. Gentle squeeze up through the thighs. And use your in-breath this time as you lower. Pause. Breathe out through the mouth. So the in-breath comes through your nose. The out-breath through your mouth. And if you start breathing out just before you start to rise, so as you get to the top, you're almost forcing that last bit of breath out, you feel a much deeper connection coming into your core muscles. So you can stretch just that little bit more. Don't force it though. And let's go to number 2. It's a nice one, this one. Oh, I like it anyway. A few of them might differ. And then rest in the centre. Roll the shoulder. Just simply turn your feet. So you're going to pivot on your heels. Left foot to the diagonal this time, and your right foot forward, and back to your angry woman stance. Shoulders are back. Squeeze your thighs, and then again just use your in-breath. Stretching, and then out-breath to reset. Now as you lift, try not to lift with your left shoulder. You almost want to let this left arm hang, and you want to lift from here by pulling your ribs back towards your hips. You're trying to breathe in on the way down, and then out on the way back up. Again, remember your legs are set in concrete, so there's no movement available through your legs. If you can, just go a tiny bit further without swaying the hips. So you just create a little bit more stretch. And then you feel as you rise, there's just a little bit more work to do. 2 more. At the bottom, relax your left shoulder. Pull your rib back towards your hip. Once more, breathing in. And then using the out breath as we come back into the middle. Step your feet in. It's time for a lie down. Give your shoulders a release. And let's come down to the floor when you're ready. Keep your weights to hand. We're going to do a little bit of tricep work. I'm going to do this in a kneeling position. Now, if you have got issues with your knees, you can use a cushion to kneel on, or if you prefer, you can stay in this position to come with the row and the kick back. So as we come into our row and our kick back, again, we're going to start with the right leg forward. If you need a cushion, pop it under your left knee for a little bit of softness through the knee joint. Now your front knee wants to slide, so it's stacked over the heel. And we don't want to stay upright. We need to lean forwards and place the elbow on the thigh. You're trying to make sure you don't collapse through your back, so you want to lengthen and lift the chest. This shoulder wants to roll back, shoulder blades slotting into the back of the ribs. Then you're going to row, elbow comes up, and then your arm extends. And now if you look at my shoulder, it stays exactly where it is. So as you lower your weight, you're not letting the shoulder drop down. Your shoulders and your chest stay really level and really still. And again, try and squeeze the back of the arm when you take it to the back of the room. So the more you get the arm straight, the more you work into your triceps. Now your elbow just slides past the ribs and it stays really close to your ribs. Now again, if the head starts to drop or the back starts to give in, just reset your posture. And you get that nice, slow, controlled movement. So there's no momentum. It's all nice and smooth, like everything else this morning. Let's go for our last 2 here. Gently drawing your belly button back towards your spine. And then at the top, you're going to stay with your row. You're just going to extend. Notice your tricep kick back, sorry, not your row. Saw you all looking in and it's doing a what? And now straight arm at the back. Now see if you lift the elbow a little higher. Keep your upper arm still. And just squeeze strongly right down the back of the arm. Give me 5 more. Out breath to extend. Slowly. Just bring it back to 90 degrees. Keep squeezing the elbows in towards the ribs. Last 2. And 1 to finish. And that should do for that arm. And we're going to change over sides. So we're going to bring the left leg forward this time. And again, let your knee come over the heel. This back leg's at a slight diagonal position. And then as we lean, we've still got that line from your ear to your knee. So you don't want the hips back. You want those hips to drop in as well. Shoulder set. Chin tucked in. And let's go up with the elbow. Kick back with the tricep. Now again, you're trying to keep everything else still. So you've got nice strong core engagement. You've got the shoulders gently drawing towards the spine. So it's keeping the chest really open and lifted. And every time you pull the elbow back, get the feeling that you're getting your shoulder blade a little bit closer in towards your spine. So it uses the muscles in the mid-back that helps again keep us nice and upright and helps keep our shoulders back and our chest open. Now squeeze the back of the arm. Try and get your knuckles to point to the back of the room. There it is. 2 more with the kick back. And on your next one after this, we're going to stay at the top and just work with the tricep kick back. So make sure the shoulders held back just to 90 degrees, and then out again. So you don't want to feel like this arm's swinging, because we can probably do that all day. You want to lock in that elbow, just squeeze the back of the arm and just bring the weight to the hip now. So you're making that range a little bit smaller. Squeezing the back of the arm. Using the out breath to squeeze and in breath to release. And again. 2. Squeeze. 1. And then stop. Bring it all the way down. Step back. Now you can have a full lie down. Come onto your backs when you're ready. Just with your one weight, so we've not finished our triceps just yet. Let's give you a little tilt up, which is going to be there. Getting good at all this. It's only taken me about 6, 7. Are we on 8 weeks now? I have no idea. Right. Let's have our weight just above our chest, your elbows tucked in, and then from here, we've got the heels fairly close to the bottom for a bridge position. We're just going to press the hips up, come into a bridge, and then slide the elbows back to the ribs. You're going to breathe out with a lift, and a breath in to ease down. Now try and be aware that when you come to the top of your bridge, your knees don't flare outwards. You want to keep the knees and hips in line. You're breathing out to squeeze the bottom, and then a slow breath in, elbows just sliding by the ribs. Now as you come down, try not to put the bottom completely on the ground. So it just comes to a little hover. Now if you can, lift both heels on the way up, and then bring the heels down. So just a few calf raises with the bridge. Pressing down with the balls of your feet, and a breath in as you release back. Now really squeeze the bottom at the top. And give me 2 more. 1 last one. Stay at the top. You're just going to lower your plates and your heels, and then press and release. Keep the hips still. So you don't want to let the hips drop, you're just squeezing the bottom. If the heel raises too much, just stay here with the press. Squeeze into the chest as you press upwards. And again, just bringing the elbows back into the ribs at the bottom. 4 more. 3. It's not over yet. 2. And then your last one. Now come all the way down. pick up your right heel or your right knee. Or if you prefer, you can keep both feet on the floor, but just put all your weight into your left foot so all the push comes out of the left heel. Again, you've got the option to put the knee a little higher to make it a bit more challenging. We're going to start up here. Shoulders are pulled back into the ribs, and it's a tricep press with a leg extension. You're pressing your left heel into the floor. Again, if you prefer, you can stay here. You can even lower the hips and lift the hips with the press if that's a little bit easier for you. If not, you're going to stay at the top, work with the leg extension. And look, when you extend the legs, your thighs just become parallel. You're squeezing your left buttock really, really strongly. And your elbows are staying right above your shoulders. And your weight just comes above your eyebrows. Give me one more. And then from here, foot down, hips and elbows down. Little leg. So again, you're going to lift your left heel this time, or feet flat with all the weight in your right foot. Option to lift the knee. Make sure the chin's tucked in and the shoulders are pulled down. Press down through the heel when you're ready. Shin parallel to the ceiling, and this is where you want to come back to each time. Extend, bend, and then bring it back in. So your elbows bend, your elbows again stay gently drawn towards each other, so you're not letting them wing outwards. Your elbows are pointing down towards your knees. Now if your hips are starting to drop like mine now, you need to press that heel into the floor. You need to squeeze your bum just a little bit more and press down through the shoulders too, so the entire back of your body is working to hold this position. And then just breathe in and breathe out. Remember, option to keep the foot down and just work with the bridge and the press. Last two wherever you are. And then foot down, and everything else gently follows. Let's ditch our weight. Just give your knees a little hug in. If you let your knees come a little bit wider and gently let them come down towards the chest. So again, release your lower back and your glutes. And then from here, a little bit more work to do in a side lying position. So we're going to take a little roll over when you're ready. Facing towards your screen. And ideally, take that one out so I don't cut you off. Ideally, your head rested, knees forward and heels behind your hips. If you feel you struggle with the arm in this position, just bring it forward. Again, you can use a towel or a cushion here. You're going to tuck under your tailbone and push your hip away from your rib. You're going to take a nice big breath in, and as you breathe out, making sure the ribs stay down, you're just going to open up the knees. Now when you open the knees, the edge of the feet stay together. And with your hand on your hip, you want to feel the pelvis stay still. Almost imagine you've got a glass of water balanced here. And if you let the hips roll back, the water will roll away. You end up very wet. Now just be aware that when you're opening the knees, there's not that tendency to flare the ribs forward. So you're trying to keep everything again from your hips and above still, and just letting the work come from the outer thigh and the hip area. Again, breathing out through the mouth to open, and a breath in as you ease down. Adding in the leg extension, so this time as your knee comes to the top, you're going to hold it here. Just squeeze the thigh to extend. Tap your toes, and knees come together. So again, knees opening, squeeze the thigh, and go slowly. Slow and controlled is what we're looking for. Now when you take the leg out straight, try not to fling through the knees, just a gentle squeeze of the thighs. That's why keep smooth and keep that control. So there's no tension or extra stress coming through the knee joints. And again. Starting to feel a little bit of warmth now, hopefully, around your hip area, into your bottom. And they're the muscles that work to stabilise your pelvis. And in turn, when it gives you more stability through your pelvis, it creates more stability through your spine as well. So we're going to make those muscles work for longer. We're going to hold the knee up and then just extend the leg and tap the foot. Now there's no change of position to your thigh. Like we did the row earlier, we kept the arms still to isolate the triceps. This time we're keeping the upper leg still to isolate the work around the hips. And again, try and use the out breath as you extend and the in breath as you close. Light tap of the foot, squeeze into the thigh, and we've got one more move. This time, keep your feet together here. Now tap your knees together and let your foot lift, and then tap your toes together and let your knee lift. Again, as you do this, you're trying to keep the pelvis still. So all the movement and mobility comes through the hip joint. You're trying to keep the hip gently pressed away from the ribs, so you've got length through your waist. And try not to let your hips or your body move as your legs are moving. You might feel it's a really small movement. That's fine. You're still working the muscles that we're targeting, which is better than going bigger and working everywhere else. Oh, I can feel that. Only has to be a little movement. Once more. And then you can just close the knees down. You might want to have a little rub that top leg. What we're going to do from here is to take a roll over when you're ready, nice and gently. I'm going to swap over ears so I don't switch roll off. There we go. And from here we're going to come back into our clam. So your knees are stacked and pointing forwards. Hip gently pressed away, an option head on a cushion, and your arm forward if that feels uncomfortable with your shoulder. Now again, keeping the hips still. Ribs are just gently drawing to the hips, but you're not rounding your upper back. Your chest is open. You're going to breathe in. You're going to breathe out when you're ready to open the knee. And a slow breath in as you ease it down. And again, less is more. It's more important to keep the pelvis still than it is to go bigger and let the hips move. Again, trying to make sure the edge of your feet stay together. And don't worry if you can't go high. If you can only go to here and you're keeping the pelvis still, honestly, that is all that matters. Over time, then the muscles will become stronger, not only to get the knees wider, but to stabilise the pelvis. If you're letting the knee go wider and you're letting your hips roll, you're not getting the tummy muscles to start strengthening and stabilising. It's getting small and controlled. So much more effective. So much more burn in the bottom. And then to heat it up just a little bit more, add in your leg extension. So once your knees open, gently squeeze through the thigh, your feet come together and your knees come down. So let's try and layer in our breath. Breathe in. Use the out breath to lift and keep breathing out to extend the leg. And the breath is really slow and controlled. So it's a smooth out breath, and as you're breathing out through your mouth, it again engages your deeper core muscles. So breathe out smoothly, reach into the toes, soft breath in, and lower the knees. Gentle tuck under with the tailbone again, so you're keeping the hips nice and still all the way through. And then we can turn up the temperature just a little bit more by staying with a leg extension if you can. Remember, I might not have mentioned this, but you can have a rest at any point if you need to rest. Try and use the in breath to bring the foot back and the out breath to reach forward. Just again, feel the chest is open and your shoulders have not started to round forwards. Got nice length all the way through the back of your body. And you're breathing out every time you squeeze your thigh and breathing in to sweep it back. And give me 2 more. Remember that last move? Knee to knee and toe to toe. So your toes come together. Keep the hips still. Let the knees touch so your foot slightly lifts. And then let your toes touch so your knee lifts. Doing a really small rotational movement through the hip joint. Gently under with the bottom. Belly button softly drawing back towards your spine. Grimacing. Whatever it takes to get you through another 4. Slowly. Breathing in. Breathe out to bring the knees together. Breath in to open. Breathe out to close. And once more. And breathe in to scream. Lower the knees and have a rub. When you've finished and you're ready, just roll onto your back. I think we definitely need to stretch all those bits out. So as we roll back from here, we just let the head rest down. We're going to take our right leg out straight. And then we're going to bring our left knee up above the hip. Anchor your shoulders and just take the arms out wide. Now bring your right hand across your body to the outside of your left knee. Keep the back shoulder, your left knee pressed into the floor, and gently ease the leg across your body. And what you're trying to do is keep the shoulders firmly down into the floor. You're going to try and relax through your lower back and see if the leg wants to roll a little further. Not forcing it, just feeling that stretch around the hip. And again, use your breath. Lots of breath, lots of patience. Helps to increase our flexibility, so don't rush. And don't be in a point of pain or your body will never let it go any further. Just a mild awareness. Then when it starts to ease, you can breathe in and you can use the out breath to roll a little further if it feels right for you. Certainly feels nice for me this morning. When you're ready in your own time, just bring it back into the centre, up, down, take your leg out when you're ready and bring the right knee in this time. So knee at 90 degrees, shoulders press back into the floor, your left arm that comes across the outside of the knee, and you're just gently encouraging the knee across. Now you might get to here and that might be enough. What I don't want you to do is get to here and this shoulder lift off the ground. So again, feel like this shoulder is being super glued down to the floor, and as you bring the leg across, you should then feel the stretches more around the hip and the lower back. You're going to breathe in when it starts to ease, and you're going to use the out breath to take it a little bit further. And again, never in pain because it won't release. Just easing into it as you feel ready. Again, take a breath in. Use the out breath and let it go. And then come into the middle when you're ready. Bring the knees back into your chest. Gently hook them in, so again you're releasing through your lower back. Nodding with your chin and take a roll up when you're ready. Oh, that's the hard bit. Take a roll over onto your hands and knees. And again from here we're just going to find some stretches for our calves. With the hands and the shoulders, we're going to just take our right leg back onto the ball of your foot and gently press the heel down towards the ground. Now lift the chest, make your back nice and long. Throw the belly up again. Then press right into the heels of your hands and take that pressure and that stretch right back into the heel of your foot. And again, breathing and releasing. Change legs. So your left leg back. Make it a straight leg. So again, the more you get the leg straight, the more we encourage the stretch at the back of the knee joint as well. And again, that can relieve a lot of pain around the knees. So again, just gently encourage the heel back. If your knee's having to bend, ease off. Try and straighten the leg. Again, just holding here might be enough. And just encourage it when you feel ready. That feels good. Okay, in your own time, you're just going to take both legs back. Lift the hips, press down into both hands. Press the heels gently back towards the ground. If this is not feeling right for you, just come up any way you feel comfortable. Bend your knees and take a big step in. So here, your head is just gently hanging towards the ground. You're drawing your belly up towards the back. You're relaxing your neck, you're relaxing your shoulders. And then you're going to take a nice big breath in. And you're going to use the out breath to restack your spine. Just allowing the arms to hang. And rolling up through each vertebrae. And as the head lifts, the shoulders get to have a nice big roll back and down. And I know I've chopped my head off, but I think you've seen enough of it today anyway. Just squeeze the shoulders back, really open up through the chest. And then from here, just let the arms hang, pull the shoulders up, and let them go. And again, little lift. And a release. Now it's Lex's turn to do the down dog and the up dog. There you go. Thank you, everybody.